some internal muscles to the beef, to like liver, what else? Intestine. A rattly food. I don't like it. No, the flavor is very hard.
Yeah, my mom loves liver and onions. I don't understand.
Oh.
I don't understand. Like it does not, to me it does not taste good. But she loves liver.
Yes. When I cook liver, I need to a lot tortillas and salsa.
Maybe the
Yes.
tortillas and salsa would make it taste better.
Yes.
But my mom loves liver and onions. She will go to a restaurant and order liver and onions. Like, of all the things, Mom, on the
Wow.
menu, they have other things. You don't have to buy that, but that's what she likes. So, all right. So we are going to talk about. We're going to talk about cooking a recipe. So this is Learn English with Bob. We've watched some of his videos before. I think he's excellent at teaching English vocabulary. We're going to watch 3 of his videos today if we have time. If not, then we'll start it on next time. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Okay, so on next time we'll start it. But here you're going to watch him follow a recipe for a cookie.
Hi, Bob the Canadian here. Do you know what this is? Do you know what we call this in English? Well, in this video, I'm going to bake some cookies in my kitchen, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to teach you some English words and phrases that you can use when you are in a kitchen. Whoa.
Oops, sorry about that. Let's get that back on.
Hi, Bob the Canadian here. Do you know what this is? Well, hey, welcome to this video where I'm going to help you learn some English words and phrases that you can use when you are talking about a kitchen. We are out of cookies. We have no more store-bought cookies. Those are cookies that you buy from the store. And we have no more homemade cookies. Those are cookies that you make at home. So today in this video, I am going to bake some cookies from scratch. That means I am going to use all of the ingredients that I need to make cookies at home. But before we get started though, if you're new here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button over there and give me a thumbs up if this video is helping you learn just a little bit more English. So it's important whenever you are making something in the kitchen that you wash your hands before you start. So I am using the water from this faucet to wash my hands, and I'm using this hand soap, and I'm going to use this cloth to dry off my hands. Notice this cloth has a nice Bob the Canadian blue plaid pattern on it. So in order to make cookies, I'm going to need some kind of instructions. In English, we call this a recipe. A recipe is something that you find in a cookbook, like this book right here. And it gives you all of the ingredients, the things that you need to make what you want to make, as well as detailed instructions on how to make it. So when I read my recipe, it tells me what ingredients I need in order to make cookies. So I have all my ingredients right here ready to go. They were originally up here in the cupboard, but I put them all out here on the counter or countertop, and I think I'm ready to get started. Of course, you might be wondering what these things are called. We would call these measuring cups. These are plastic measuring cups. We also have glass measuring cups, which allow you to measure how much of each ingredient you need. We also have measuring spoons. So when you need to measure out smaller amounts of different ingredients, you can use measuring spoons. And you might be wondering what ingredients I'm using in this recipe. Well, I'm using flour, oatmeal, brown sugar, white sugar, an egg, baking powder and baking soda, vanilla extract, and of course, chocolate chips. I should sample some of these to make sure they're good. They're good. So an interesting thing about Canada is that we have an American system of measurement on one side of our measuring cups and a metric system of measurement on the other side. And there are a few other things I need in order to bake cookies. I need a few utensils, so I have a fork and a couple of spoons. You'll see what these are for later. And I also have a baking sheet right here. This is called a baking sheet or a cookie sheet. This is what I will actually bake the cookies on once I have mixed all the ingredients together. We'll also need a few small appliances to bake our cookies. I've already used the microwave to melt the butter a little bit. We won't be using the toaster and we won't need the coffee maker, but I will be using this mixer when I put all the ingredients together and I need to mix them. We also have large appliances in the kitchen. I won't be needing the stove to make cookies, but I will be needing the oven. In fact, I should probably preheat the oven to the right temperature. I'll do that right now. So I'm setting it to 375. When this little red light goes off, we'll know that the oven is at the right temperature. I think we're ready to make the cookies. I am going to follow all the instructions in the recipe and put the ingredients into this mixing bowl so that we will have cookie dough. After I have mixed everything together carefully, I will put the dough on the cookie sheet and we will bake the cookies in the oven. Let's get started. It's going good so far, I think. This is really hard to stir. I hope I made it right. If it falls out, you just eat it, right? If it's a chocolate chip. Well, there you have it, cookie dough. Next, I'm going to use this spoon to put the cookie dough onto this cookie sheet or baking sheet. And then I'm going to put the cookies in the oven so that they can bake. Not very good at making cookies, by the way. There we go. So now I'm going to put the cookies in the oven so that they can bake. I am also going to set the timer. The recipe said to set the timer for 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. And now we're going to wait. This is the hardest part of making cookies, is the waiting. The waiting is definitely the hardest part. I love the smell of cookies when they are baking in the oven. In fact, it just makes me want to eat more of them. And I'm going to try and limit myself to just 2. By the way, did I tell you we were making oatmeal chocolate chip cookies? I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier in the video. That's definitely what's baking in the oven right now, and I can't wait to have 1 or 2, but not 3. Maybe 3. We'll see. In about 4 seconds, the timer is going to go off. There it goes. When the timer goes off, I am going to turn the timer off, and then I am going to take the cookies out of the oven. Don't they look really yummy? I'm going to just put them here on the stove top to cool off for a bit. You'll notice I'm wearing an oven mitt because I certainly don't want to burn my hand when I take the hot cookies out of the oven. In order to allow the cookies to cool off, I'm going to put them on this cooling rack. That will just let the cookies slowly cool off, and then they will be ready to eat sooner. So there you go, an oatmeal chocolate chip cookie. I think the last thing to do, besides the dishes, of course, is to eat the cookie or to try the cookie. Let's see how this tastes. Oh, it's really hot. But it's really yummy. I'm sorry to eat on camera. Well, I hope this English lesson helped you learn just a few more English words and phrases that you can use when you are in a kitchen. I'm going to finish this video by doing the dishes or washing the dishes.
Okay, so he was following a recipe on how to make cookies. Now, there is some additional kitchen vocabulary that you should know. This lady goes over many different vocabularies that you should know. Here she is.
Boil, slice, grate, fry, spread, break, pinch, knead, roll out.
Okay. So, in case you missed those, the first is boil. That's where you boil a liquid to where it has bubbles in it. Then you slice. That means that you cut something. To grate is when you use that little metal thing that has the holes and you rub a vegetable or a fruit or sometimes cheese on it to make it into tiny little pieces. Fry, when you cook something in a pan, usually with oil. Spread, that's what you do with a knife or a spoon. You can spread something out on it, like jelly or peanut butter. Some bread. Break, like you do this egg, you break the egg. Pinch, sometimes a recipe will ask you for a pinch of salt, and literally you can take a pinch and you can sprinkle a pinch on it. Knead, spelled K-N-E-A-D, is what you do with dough. You just work the dough with your hands until it's the right consistency for whatever you're making. Sometimes cookies, sometimes bread. And then roll out. When you're making cookies, sometimes you have to roll out the dough with a rolling pin. Okay. So, do you like to go out to eat? Tell me.
¿Qué le gusta
Yes,
comer?
some days we like to eat out
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy
with my
going
family.
out to eat. Yeah. It's very expensive, so I don't go very often, but it's fun to go out to eat sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, not every day.
Yeah, definitely not every day. Okay, so speaking of going out to eat, we're going to learn to order food in a restaurant in English, okay? We're going to watch one more Bob the Canadian video. That's all we have time for. But first, there's another video I would like to show you. Actually, two shorter videos I would like to show you. Yeah, okay. So, a lot of times when new English learners are ordering food, they use I want as their verb. So, saying that I want something at a restaurant, it is correct grammatically, but it's also not polite, okay? Here's a gentleman here to explain that.
What can I get for you? I want steak. Excuse me, sir? I want steak. Don't order like that unless you want to sound rude and get something extra in your food. Say this instead.
Can I get a coffee, please?
Can I get a steak, please? No problem.
Okay, so remember when you're ordering food, don't say I want, say can I get, or may I have, or could I have. Those are all correct. I want is technically correct, but it's not polite. It's not polite. And here's one more video
What can
with
I get for you?
With a different
Are you ready?
person. Okay, so this person actually uses the verbs correctly, but she still makes some mistakes when ordering food. Okay, so let's watch this video.
Are you ready to order? Yes. Can I have one toast, please? One piece of toast. Not one piece, a full toast. One piece of toast. One toast. Full toast. In English, you don't say one toast. You can say one piece of toast, a slice of toast, or some toast. You know what? Just eggs. How would you like your eggs? How? We have sunny side up, over easy, hard boiled, omelette, soft boiled, poached eggs. Just some water, thank you. What type of water would you like? Tap, still, or sparkling?
Yeah,
So
these questions looks confusing.
yeah. To
The
be
same situation
fair,
happened when I went to first watch.
yeah.
Yes, because I start to ask to the different type of egg and only say scramble and
Yeah.
fried. I use that different words on
Yeah.
fried. And then finally understand we only want a normal or regular egg. Anything is strange.
So weirdly, in the U.S., ordering eggs is actually really complicated in the U.S. And I'm not sure why that is. Because many restaurants, when they serve eggs, they serve them all different types of ways. So you have to be really specific when you order an egg. Even if you say, I want a fried egg, they're going to ask you, how do you want it fried? And I can imagine that's very confusing because you say, I want a fried egg. I want the egg fried. But when they ask, how do you want it fried, they want to know, do you want it completely hard in the middle? Or do you want the yellow part to be a little runny? Yeah? So when you ask for a fried egg, you can say, I would like a fried egg, please, over hard. That means that you want the entire egg cooked all the way through. Or you can say, I'd like a fried egg, please, over easy. That means that you want the bottom of the egg cooked, but not the top, right? We also have poached eggs, which are eggs that are cracked and put into water. We have boiled eggs, which are eggs that are not cracked and put into boiling water. Omelet, which is what my daughters love. I make them omelets every morning. Scrambled, that's where you mix the egg up in the pan. Sunny side up, very similar to fried egg, but it's cooked a shorter time. So both the white part and the yellow part is still a little bit runny. Eggs Benedict is like a sandwich, basically. You have your bread, and then you have the eggs, and then you have a special sauce on top of the eggs. Soft boiled is just like a boiled egg, only they don't cook it all the way through. So the yellow part is still a little runny. Baked egg, where you crack an egg in a baking